Captain Jake Morrison stared at the screen in front of him. The numbers made no sense. His ship, the Star Hunter, had been scanning empty space for 3 days. This was supposed to be routine work. Find rocks with metal. Mark them on the map. Move on to the next system, but the readings showed something impossible. "Commander Kane, come look at this," Jake called across the bridge. Lisa Kane walked over from her station. She was the ship's scientist, always curious about strange things they found in space. Her dark hair was pulled back in a tight bun and her green eyes focused on the screen. "What am I looking at, Captain?" she asked. Jake pointed to the data. "Energy readings from Planet 7 in this system. The computer says it's coming from advanced technology." Lisa frowned. "That can't be right. Our maps show this whole system is empty. No life, no colonies, nothing." "That's what I thought too." Jake switched to another screen. "But look at this. The planet has an atmosphere that's been changed. Someone terraformed it. And these energy patterns," he paused, "they don't match anything in our database." First Officer Ryan Clark joined them. He was a tall man with short brown hair and serious blue eyes. "Sir, we're supposed to report back to base in 6 hours. Command won't like it if we're late." Jake nodded but kept looking at the screen. The energy readings were getting stronger as they got closer to the planet. "Ryan, have you ever seen anything like this?" Ryan studied the data. "No, sir, but those energy levels are huge. Whatever's down there, it's using more power than most space stations." Lisa's eyes went wide. "Captain, look at this." She had been running tests on samples their ship collected from space near the planet. "I'm reading human DNA in the atmosphere." "That's impossible," Ryan said. "There are no human colonies out here. This is the edge of known space." Jake felt a chill run down his spine. He had been a captain for 15 years. He had seen strange things in space, but this was different. "Lisa, run the test again." She worked at her station for several minutes. When she looked up, her face was pale. "Captain, it's definitely human DNA, but there's something else. The genetic markers are old. Really old." "How old?" Jake asked. 300 years, maybe more." Jake's heart started beating faster. 300 years ago was when the Empire lost contact with the colony ship Pioneer's Dream. Everyone thought it had crashed or been destroyed in space. The loss of 8,000 colonists was still talked about in history classes. "Sir?" Communications Officer Amy Foster called from her station. "I'm picking up artificial signals from the planet. Radio, waves, data transmissions. Someone is definitely down there." Jake looked at his crew. They were all staring at him, waiting for orders. The smart thing to do was report back to command and let them handle it. But if there were humans down there, humans who had been lost, for 3 centuries, could they really just fly away? "Amy, can you tell what the signals are saying?" he asked. "Not yet, sir. The language sounds like old standard Terran, but I need more time to decode it." Lisa stepped closer to Jake. "Captain, if these are descendants of the Pioneer's Dream, they've been surviving out here for 300 years. Alone. They might need help." Ryan shook his head. "Or they might be dangerous. We don't know what 300 years of isolation could do to people." Jake thought about the energy readings. Whatever was on that planet was using technology far beyond what the Empire had. If these were humans, how had they advanced so far? "Captain," Amy said suddenly, "I'm getting something. On long-range sensors, ships are coming toward us." "Empire ships?" Jake asked. "No, sir. The design is completely unknown, but they're fast. Really fast." Jake watched as 3 sleek vessels appeared on the screen. They were beautiful in a way that Empire ships never were. Smooth curves instead of sharp angles. They moved through space like they were swimming instead of flying. "How fast are they going?" he asked. "Faster than anything in our fleet," Ryan replied. "And Captain, they're not using any propulsion system I recognize." The strange ships formed a triangle around the Star Hunter. Jake waited for weapons to lock onto his ship, but nothing happened. The vessels just stayed there, keeping pace with them. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission," Amy reported. "Put it on screen." The face that appeared was human, but somehow different. The woman looked to be in her 30s, with silver hair and eyes that seemed to glow with inner light. When she spoke, her voice was calm and musical. "Greetings, children of Terra. I am Director Kate Phillips of New Eden Station. We have been waiting for you." Jake felt his mouth go dry. "You've been waiting for us? We have watched your empire grow among the stars. We knew that one day you would find us." Kate smiled, and there was sadness in her expression. "We are your lost cousins, descendants of the pioneer's dream. We did not die in space as your histories claim. We found something wonderful." Lisa grabbed Jake's arm. "Captain, the energy readings are spiking. There's something massive approaching." On the screen, space seemed to bend and twist. A structure appeared that was so large it made their ship look like a grain of sand. It was a space station, but unlike anything the Empire had ever built. Spires of crystal and metal reached out in perfect geometric patterns. Lights flowed along its surface like living things. "Welcome to New Eden," Kate said. "We have much to show you, much to teach you. But first, you must choose. Will you come aboard as guests, or will you flee back to your empire and pretend you never found us?" Jake looked at his crew. Ryan's hand was near the emergency communication button that would send a signal back to command. Lisa was staring at the station with wonder in her eyes. Amy was recording everything, her fingers moving quickly over her controls. "If we come aboard," Jake said carefully, "what happens then?" Kate's smile grew warmer. "Then you learn the truth about humanity's destiny among the stars. You learn what we have become and what you could become as well." The space station grew larger as they approached. Jake could see ships moving around it, ships that flew without engines. He could see gardens and forests growing on its outer surfaces. This was technology beyond anything he had ever imagined. "Director Phillips," he said finally, "we accept your invitation." As their ship was guided into the station's docking bay, Jake wondered if he had just made the best decision of his life or the worst. Either way, nothing would ever be the same again. The docking bay was nothing like what Jake had expected. Instead of cold metal walls,